Hi, I'm KARCENO.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows KARCENO and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world. And I'm just giving my 2 cents on it.
What's the name, Jack?
Which one you talking about? Kendrick Perkins.
Go in and raid in someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy KARCENO here, and welcome yet again to another classic episode. Charles Barkley is finally, the media's waking up because it's not all good in media land. It's not. The media world is not what you think. Not everybody's going along with the glamour party of what LeBron and Luka is doing. They're not going along with the agenda. They're not playing ball. They're not doing it. And it's beautiful. There are some people are still being honest. But that's all people want. That's all people ask for is honesty. We just want people to be honest. Tell us the truth. Now, Charles Barkley came out and stated the truth after Kendrick Perkins made some egregious statements. And when he made these statements, it was so dumb. I said, my gosh, are they really doing this on this show? See, I don't watch this show because I expect stupidity from it. I expect softball titles because they don't have any talent, like Barkley said. And this is what comes along with the territory. So when I see that, what goes through my head? The who, the what, the why. Right? Why? Why was this put on display? For the whole world to see. Why? Why did someone deem it important? And why did this irritate Charles Barkley so much? Because it irritated us so much. That's why it irritated him. It's because it irritated us so much. Now, for you guys who have a life and was doing other things, you probably don't know what's going on or what's been said. So let me enlighten you to NBA Today and what Kendrick Perkins actually said that incensed Charles Barkley. Now, Charles Barkley on this program was watching this program, and Kendrick Perkins is a former basketball player. So for him to say this was egregious for Charles to hear because he actually played in the league and couldn't believe that they were doing this again. And this is what he can't stand.
Record since trading Anthony Davis. Perk, people are starting to ask. People are starting to ask what their ceiling is in the Western Conference, and I'm having a hard time not saying it's pretty dang high.
Oh, it's super high, and guess what? I'm going to take it a step further.
Oh, goodness.
Right now, the Los Angeles Lakers are saving the NBA. A month ago, let me ask you a question.
We're all dressed like we're going to church and they're saving the NBA.
How excited were y'all a month ago before the Luka trade about the NBA final?
I mean, I saw headlines.
Always excited.
I saw headlines that said the NBA stole the Super Bowl because that was the headline that week.
So now y'all can honestly say that y'all more excited. Why? Because we could possibly get Boston versus Lakers with the superstar power. And then you take a deeper dive is you're looking to say who's going to stop them from meeting up in the finals. So now everyone, all the fans around the world who probably was like in and out when it came down to what's going to happen in June, they're committed. They're all in. And when you have Showtime back in LA, now all of a sudden the excitement, the energy and everything else is back towards the NBA.
Oh, wait, what did you just say? Back towards what?
The NBA.
Look, I was thinking of a song. Back to life. Back to
reality.
How do you want it?
Now, you're basically saying the NBA is back to life. So you're saying the NBA was dead, okay? And that this Laker trade is saving the NBA, right? And this is what incensed Charles Barkley. You know, and he considerably look at that show as just a puff piece to spread the agenda, whatever the league wants it to be. I read an article that said the NBA stole the Super Bowl with this information. No, it was deliberately done. It was deliberately done to be done at that particular time, to use the marketing and the push of what was the air of what the Super Bowl was for their own political gain. So yes, you read somebody's article that probably worked for Clutch Sports. The trade was criminal. People should be arrested for making said trade, but they're going into a new collective bargaining agreement, and you need the NBA to be having some type of spark. It's the same thing that happened when they catered to the Chicago Bulls and made them the face of their league when they went to NBC. Now, NBC is going to be looking at the Lakers as the face of this new 11-year deal. Now, Charles Barkley brought up a very good point about this type of media. And let's hear what Charles had to say about it, because I don't know. I don't want to hear what you got to say. I want to hear what Charles.
First of all, the Lakers have had a great 2 weeks. He said the Lakers saved the NBA season. That's because them fools on the other network, which we're going to be working for next year, that's all they talk about. Let me tell you, fool idiot on TV talking about the Lakers saved the NBA.
Save the NBA?
Yeah. He's an idiot and a fool, but he know who he is. What's his name, Shaq?
Which one you talking about?
Kendrick Perkins.
Oh,
he said the Lakers. First of all, the Lakers have had a great 2 weeks. He said the Lakers saved the NBA season. That's because them fools on the other network, which we're gonna be working for next year, that's all they talk about. Let me tell y'all something.
Tell me something.
And first of all, I want all the smoke. I don't whistle when I walk by the graveyard or anything like that.
I don't.
Charles is upset, and he's bothered. More than upset, he's bothered, and that's what greatness is. Charles has been one of the greatest players to ever play in the NBA, so you can't say nothing to him about the game. 2, at his age, he can say what the hell he want to say. Ain't nobody finna put their hands on Chuck. I know that. Another thing. What people are not registering is what he's about to point out here. Is he's upset. They got to go over there and work for ESPN. But they're in connection, like a partnership, with TNT. So it's not like they're going to be taking orders exactly from ESPN. which is something he don't want. Right? Let's get back to the Chucks.
Whistle when I walk by the grave.
That's right.
I like that.
Hey,
one. I'm
man.
stealing that one.
The Lakers are doing great. Got a long way to go. But the reason the season's been going great for the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Y'all just want to talk about the Warriors and the Lakers. They're both doing great. Don't get me wrong. If I turn out to be wrong, I got no problem with that. But y'all are idiots because y'all talk about the Lakers and the Warriors all the time. Y'all don't, the Cleveland Cavaliers have won 12 straight games. The Oklahoma City got the MVP and they are on fire. Y'all are talking about who's in second place. That's the reason I get pissed. Hey, the Lakers are doing great. I don't mind being wrong. The Warriors are doing great. But that's because you fools on other networks, which we're going to become fools next year. We'll be working on that network. But Oklahoma City and the Cavs been balling for 6 months.
It was Shaq's birthday. And Barkley went all out. And he brought up a point that was very factual. And it was clear, it wasn't an agenda based, is why doesn't the people, the NBA shows, cover the NBA? Why do they just cover the Lakers and the Warriors and sometimes the Celtics? Why? Because that's the way the NBA is marketing their league. When the Bulls was hot, they promoted everybody. They built them up to be villains, to go up against the Chicago Bulls. That was the theme. And the world has been brainwashed by documentaries. If they don't realize documentaries is nothing but somebody's point of view. That's it. Another person's point of view. And they're going to get a bunch of people together to tell the story to fit the narrative that they want to tell you. But some people are just not smart enough to see that. And they just go right along with it. There have been documentaries. How many Tupac documentaries there's been? Right? And you see what? 4 or 5 different murderers that they claim did it. Right? Each documentary got all the facts. We got new information. New information means you ain't see this on the last documentary. We're going to talk about this. And now it could be this person. The OJ trial. OJ Simpson case. It's about 5 different documentaries talking about what happened. And that, it could be OJ's son. OJ's son was now the killer. They have done so many documentaries. Y'all never thought that, damn, if all these people got all this information, why ain't the people making any arrests? With newfound information. Because 99% of it is all lies. Now, with that being said, I would be remiss if I wasn't being completely honest and giving people their proper perspective. Now, when you see people make these type of they make these type of decisions. You're seeing that they're taking a road less traveled by. I have no problem with what Charles Barkley said. Kendrick Perkins was like, coach say that to my face. You know, he's all bent out of shape about it because that's the only thing he got left. You see, people always show you who they are. And you just gotta believe them. This doesn't help the NBA. The Detroit Pistons are pushing for the 4th seed in the East. The 4th seed. This has been the most productive NBA season for teams that were trying to make a push and get better. Smaller market teams are making a push and playing real basketball against some of the best teams in the league. And they're just as competitive. All market teams are greater now. Well, they have a chance to beat you on any given Sunday. They've actually used the draft to get better. The Pistons used the draft to get better. They didn't have to go get a $100 million player. They trusted the draft. And you're seeing the results of trusting the draft. It takes 3-4 years to get certain pieces put in place. And you get a veteran like Malik Beasley on the team, who's been bounced around the league, and everybody thinks he's no good, but he never really had the opportunity and the chance to showcase what he truly is good at. They wouldn't let you see that. Oh yeah. So everyone know what time it was, you know. So Big Perk got mad. He came out saying this. Hey, NBA on TNT might want to tell that senior citizen Charles Barkley that I'll be around. When he see an idiot or a fool in person, make sure he keep that same energy. He can come playing with me if he want to, and I'm going to dress his ass like the number on a house. Straight from the 409, homeboy. And we bought none and fade off. Texas boy. Now, what being from the 409 got to do with somebody telling their perspectives about you and being called an idiot for saying something that was so remarkably stupid? But that's the agenda they want to put. The Lakers are saving the NBA. How does that make you the rest of the teams look that play in the NBA? How the Lakers saving it? No, they're the story. No, Luka Doncic is saving the Los Angeles Lakers. And he's saving the league from having an identity problem with a 40-year-old relic in LeBron James, who can no longer do the job that he's paid to do. He can't make the Lakers better. AD was y'all guy that he picked. And look where he turned out. Stephen A. He wanted to come to the defense. of Kendrick Perkins.
Let me tell y'all something.
Tell me
Hey,
something.
and first of all, I want all the smoke. I
Tell me
don't
something.
whistle when I walk by the graveyard or anything like that.
I don't whistle when I walk by the graveyard. I like that.
Hey, man.
I'm stealing that one.
The Lakers are doing great. Got a long way to go. But the reason the season's been going great for the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Y'all just want to talk about the Warriors and the Lakers. They're both doing great. Don't get me wrong. If I turn out to be wrong, I got no problem with that. But y'all are idiots because y'all talk about the Lakers and the Warriors all the time. Y'all don't. The Cleveland Cavaliers have won 12 straight games. The Oklahoma City got the MVP and they are on fire. Y'all are talking about who's in second place. That's the reason I get pissed. Hey, the Lakers are doing great. I don't mind being wrong. The Warriors are doing great. But that's because you fools on other networks, which we gonna become fools next year. We be working on that network. But Oklahoma City and the Cavs been balling for 6 months. Y'all talking about teams that had two great weeks.
All right, Charles fired up there. Monica back here with us. I was gonna go to Stephen A, but Monica, you want to say something just based on your reaction?
Come on, Chuck. Like, come on. Listen, I understand wanting comprehensive coverage of the NBA, but I know I've been part of conversations about both of those teams. But I also understand that for us as a network, we're on all day, and those are two teams that drive interest. It was very like, come on, Grandpa, like, why you got to do all that? Why are we doing all that?
SA?
Oh, Lord. You know, sometimes we make things a bit more complicated than they really are.
Now, Monica wanted nothing to do with the subject. That's why she just asked it in the most vaguest way possible. Now, Stephen A is going to come up here and try to justify a very valid statement by Charles Barkley.
Let's point out a couple of things. First of all, he wasn't talking about me, because I've been talking about Cleveland for how many weeks? Eminem, Molly, y'all know this.
Yeah,
I've been talking about Cleveland for a while.
Comprehensive combo last week.
That's number one. Number two, Barkley does television. He'd never be accused of knowing television. That would be Ernie Johnson who handles that responsibility. Maybe Charles Barkley should look at his rundowns from time to time, even though they are an NBA show as opposed to a show that talks about an abundance of things. The fact of the matter is, some stories get a higher profile than others because they resonate with the viewing public. And in television, that's matter. It's called ratings, okay? Where we would know something about that. Charles Barkley and the TNT crew would certainly know something about them with their multi-time Emmy-winning award selves. They're fantastic. We love them. Thirdly, I hope Big Perk doesn't get mad at me for saying this. I had to call him yesterday and talk him off a ledge because he wanted to hurt somebody because he didn't appreciate how Barkley was coming at him. That's how Barkley talks. That's how Barkley talks. Look, y'all. I've known Charles Barkley for over 25 years. How many times he calls Kenny a fool every show? He calls him and Shaq idiots at least once a week. That's how he talks. It's who he is. Charles Barkley is one of the sweetest human beings you will ever find on the planet. He means no harm. That's how he talks. When he comes here next year, I promise you, once a week, I'm going to be an idiot or a fool. And so are you, Molly. Well, he won't do that to you, Molly, because, he got a soft spot for you. And he got a soft spot for you too, Eminem. But Big Perk's going to be called the fool and the idiot. And everybody, that's how it goes. So everybody need to calm down when it comes to his name calling. It's who he is. It's what he says about politicians, what he says about anybody that he thinks is sleazy in the moment that he thinks they are. His two favorite words are idiots and fools. That's what he says. It's who he is. There's only one person that he hates. Used to be on this network before he went to the other network. And that man he hates. Outside of that one individual, Charles Barkley don't hate anybody. That's just how he talks. But in the end.
So, Stephen A. works like a swing. He works like a swing set. Stephen A. swings this way, then he swings back, then he swings this way, he swings back, he seesaw very well. You know? So, once again, he's trying to seesaw his way out of this situation. It's true.
And here's where he's wrong. When he talks about what we talk about, I'm sick and tired of people acting like, oh my goodness, we only talk about the Cowboys during the season. We only talk about the Lakers during the basketball season. That is factually incorrect. Let me educate the folks real quick, Molly. We have approximately 15 segments per show. We talk about a multitude of topics. We're on 2 hours a day, 10 hours a week, live. We run from nothing. We run from nothing.
Now, I was under the impression that he was talking about NBA Today with Kendrick Perkins. You just said he's not talking about me. So why did y'all get so defensive on First Take? It's because you know this relates to you. You don't want it to relate to you, but it does. It relates to you. Why? Because every day, and like you say, ratings is why you do it. People want to talk about the Lakers because they moved the needle. No, they don't. You're talking about LeBron James because that's the reason we talk about it. They always say, why y'all always talk about LeBron? Tell ESPN to talk about something else, and we will talk about something else. If you're not going to tell them to do it, don't ask me not to do it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear not one of y'all tell me what I need to do, who I need to do it for, what team I need to cover. If you're not going to tell the networks to do it, if the league ain't going to do it, I'm not going to do their job for them. They pay these guys millions of dollars to not talk about their teams. How many times have they talked about the Detroit Pistons on their network? How many times have they talked about the Cleveland Cavaliers or the Oklahoma City Thunder? So if this is your league and you're winning teams that's playing winning basketball, that's playing exciting basketball, they can't even get the promotion. But we have to watch uninterested basketball with the Los Angeles Lakers. And they only got interesting once they got Luka Doncic. But LeBron is the king. Make that make sense. So, with all those variables in place, how are so many people wrong about a subject they have no idea what they're talking about? Now, what do you think about it? Because I found it quite interesting that Stephen A. took this approach.
I do a minimum of about 240 shows a year, okay? You do at least 200, if not more, Molly. I mean, what are they talking about? So when you take that into consideration, the subjects, we talk about a potpourri of topics. We talk about all sports, but we also pay attention to what's resonating. That's why we're number one. We understand what the audience wants us talking about. And in the process of talking about a multitude of things that they may not know they wanted us to talk about until they hear us talking about it, there are other subject matters that they absolutely know and look forward to what they want to talk about. I can't.
You're not number one because of what you're talking about. It's another lie by Stephen A. Smith. But I've grown used to listening to him lie. You're number one because you have more outlets than anyone else. So there's more ESPN everywhere than it is Fox. If Fox had the same number of outlets as ESPN, First Take would not be number one. So let's get that put in place. Second of all, you're not a better show than the facility. The facility is a better show. And giving the people what they want, who wanted KARCENO? Who was asking for Gil Arenas on the show? Nobody. But your new contract, I guess, this is part of what you're going to do. You're going to turn First Take into a circus, a traveling circus. With more ridiculous segments. Is the Lakers and LeBron right now, are they closing in on Michael Jordan? It's lunacy. Like he said, Barkley said, y'all do Michael Jordan, LeBron James comparisons every day because you don't have any talent to talk about anything else. Y'all don't have the talent to talk about any of the other teams in the league. You don't possess the skill. So every day it's LeBron and Michael Jordan, and that's pathetic. You're just like people on the internet every day talking about Jordan and LeBron. It just makes no sense. Like, how many times are you going to beat that dead horse? To hear you and Shannon go in there and fake it every day, it's ridiculous. It's like a cartoon version of itself. To see Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp almost come to blows over Tom Brady and who's the best. That was ridiculous to watch. Two multimillionaires about to fight over a show. It's stupid. And all you're doing is dumbing down to the audience. You're saying the audience is not smart enough to get sports from here. So only stupid people would watch this show. We're going to dumb it down for our audience. And it is. I would never want to be on that show. In a million years. If somebody offered me money, I would say, hell no. Why the hell would I want to go there? It's a circus. And that's why we only get the clips and the highlights, because that's all it is. It's really lowlights. Like Nick Wright, I mean, said that the reason why he got snapped on by LeBron James was because of he ran the highlight reel or lowlights of Bronny James. So I'm gonna talk about Stephen A. Smith's thing on another video. We'll do that later. His address to LeBron and my thoughts on it. But to say the person wasn't talking about me, but now you're defending First Take, kind of tells me you're holding a little guilt.
Came on this show today, and I led Molly, Eminem, with the whole LeBron James confronting me thing. And by the way, he said that Bronny is better than some NBA players, not half the NBA. So I want a correction on that with the quote that he had gave last year. But my point is, why? Because I woke up and the damn story was viral internationally. It was the #1 sports story trending worldwide. That's why. It doesn't take Einstein to see, can't exactly run from this story. We're a sports show. That's a sports story. That's the way it goes. It's what we do every morning.
Okay. Joy Taylor was named in a lawsuit, right? With Charlie Dixon, complete sports story. Skip Bayless was gone. That's a sports story. It was trending. You guys didn't cover it. So you guys pick and choose what you're going to cover and what you're not going to cover. But I guess since there was the opposition, you didn't want to give them any publicity.
On it. But Chuck is asleep around that time. And because he's asleep, he might not know. And then even when he comes to work, he's got the great one, Ernie Johnson, giving him the rundown. You see what I'm saying? So Chuck's gonna watch the game, talk about the game. But the other stuff involving the technicalities of television, it's not something that is in Chuck's wheelhouse. He leaves that to others. That's why he would be on the airwaves like he was last night, sounding like a fool his damn self. But welcome.
Nothing he said made him sound like a fool, Stephen A. You're trying to stick up for your network because that's what you do. Gotta protect massa. But you love being on the plantation because they gonna pay you.
Up to the family, bro.
Welcome to the family, bro. Now, when he get over there, they're going to tell him you can't insult other colleagues. Well, they might be a little loose for Charles because Charles don't care. But as you can see, that's how they want to approach it. First, he said he's not talking about me. Then he addresses the man as if he's talking to him and talking about his show. So if you wanted to keep it about Kendrick Perkins and NBA Today, which is a garbage show, and it's only garbage because they do a cartoon version of covering sports. So the only thing is First Take, in my opinion. The facility, they focus on sports. Okay, they break down the analysis, they give their thoughts about the game, and it's about the game. It's nothing personal, it's nothing crazy, it's the game. It's a more healthier interaction with statistics and actual facts and information about the players that are very helpful. It's a better show. Now, I don't really get a chance to watch Nick Wright and them show, but that's a better show. The episodes I did see with him and the redhead guy, Rashard, that was better, in my opinion. So, I'm just saying, think before you leap. Yeah, it's not good in media world. Barkley set the record straight, and I was proud of him for it. And that's all I really got to say about that. But hopefully y'all all got my message, my point by me stating that. So with that being said, I'm out. Don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe to the page, KARCENO for Life. Hit the notification bell, select all so you can get all the information when it's provided to you. And don't forget, you can go on the Patreon right now and get caught up on all the information we got coming forward. You're going to love it. This has been Wrestling Week, so a lot of wrestling stuff has been going out this week, and people have been loving it. So we're going to keep it going this week, and shouts out to Kwame Brown, Buzz Life again. Don't forget to subscribe to his page. Welcome to HDII TV, Sports Talk with Jose Rodriguez, and Dreamers Pro. I'm out the door.
I support my brother, Solomon Hill, baby. He was just out there playing defense. It ain't his fault LeBron can't move his feet.